Hey guys, how you doing? Michael Costa, photographer based out of Mississauga, Ontario, and the point of the channel is for us to learn and grow together as aspiring photographers. But on this show specifically, the Growing Photographer podcast, I get to be a little bit crazy, a little bit wacko. Yeah, I'm a wild card. No one knows where I'm gonna go. I could be doing this, but then I could be doing that. You never know what you're gonna get on the Growing Photographer podcast. Anyways, I mean, this is obviously completely uncut, but not unedited. You'll see photos popping up everywhere, graphics, whatever I decide to do. But the way the show is broken down is into 4 segments: creative of the week, application of the week, a little bit of housekeeping. That's how you say it. And then lastly, it is the topic of the week, which could be an article. It could be just a general topic that I want to talk about. That's kind of the premise of the show. I kind of like to keep it organic and let it flow. And so that's why this is only the 5th time I've recorded this video. Let's go into creative of the week. This guy is honestly super talented, like genuinely, really like this guy's stuff. He's been shooting for a little bit now. He was kind of one of the first people I met in the local community here. His name is Avery Price. You'll see a little phone graphic pop up here. You'll see his Instagram there. And obviously his links will be down below as well. His website is also his website is pricevisuals.com. Most of what he does is actually video work. Super talented there. Again, of course, not a surprise, but super talented individual. It's hard to find a better nighttime street portrait photographer than Avery. He just seems to know where to find the light, how to really bring it out in a photo, and how to really make the colors pop. He's a super talented individual. So definitely go check him out. Again, the links are all down below. The graphics will kind of do its own thing and tell you where to find him too. But that's the creative of the week. Next, we're going to go into 500 pixels, which is the app of the week. Really like this. Honestly, I've actually been on 500 pixels longer than I've been on Instagram.
Nope.
Probably longer than I've been on almost any social media platform in general. Obviously, Facebook's been around for a little while now, but as far as a platform for me to create and publish content, I've definitely been on 500 pixels the longest.
Nope.
It's just such a really cool platform. A lot of really talented individuals on there that not only inspire you with their work, but love to deliver feedback. And that's what really drew me in to begin with. That's where I had a lot of my key learnings, to be honest. Before I was discovering a lot through YouTube and tutorials and vlogs and stuff like that, it was actually 500 pixels and the creatives being very engaging through feedback on my posts. My earlier stuff was not good. I was going to say not bad, but then I kind of just had to, be honest with myself. My earlier stuff was just garbage, just bad. So, and they were never rude. They're never rude on the platform, but they're honest with you. You could compose it better, maybe try to find more light, maybe do less in post, do more in post. They're just a really good community with creatives that genuinely want you to be a better creative. So definitely check that out. Another thing is that there are challenges that happen. Often there'll be prizes associated with those challenges. It's just a really cool platform that you can use on your browser, on your computer, or on your mobile device. Definitely really cool. So check out 500px.com and follow me. I'll have my account down below. Okay, housekeeping. Again, I'm going to keep this just a little, a little long. It's going to be long. It's not going to be long. It's going to be long. It's not long. Well, while you're watching this, I'm in Cuba. So give me a like because I busted my hamburger buns to get this shot and edited and scheduled for your viewing pleasure. So if you don't mind, just give me a like. Let me know that you appreciate the fact that I came up with that hamburger bun reference first and foremost. And secondly, that honestly I put in the effort. I mean, look, I love doing it anyways. I love shooting these things. It's a lot of fun. So that obviously, is enough for me, but it's nice to know that I'm bringing value, and that it's appreciated. So, hit that like button. Okay. Cool. I released a video on Sunday talking about clients and deliverables. I talk about a few different tips, that, I really should have followed early on. There was a client that I really, really, really dropped the ball on, and ultimately I lost that client. Not even ultimately it makes it seem like there's a large sequence of event. I just I screwed up really big. I ignored the client's demands and I lost that client. They never really got to be a recurring gig or anything like that. It was over. So I get to talk about my failure a little bit in that video, what I did wrong, and the 3 things that I recommend you do and ask yourself before taking any gig. I think it's a pretty good video. I think there's a lot of value there, don't you? You do, right? 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 Okay, so blog post. There's a blog post out. I actually put this out a couple weeks ago. Super, super talented landscape photographer. His name is Tom Peters. Really, really nice guy as well. I learned a lot of British slang through talking to him on Messenger and just through our conversations that we've had. But what really came out was that he's a really nice guy, and his YouTube following is growing very quickly now, and it really just has to do with him being very talented and very passionate about what he does, and being very authentic in how he presents himself. So check him out, but obviously check out the blog post. That will be linked down below. If you're a landscape photographer, I think you're really going to appreciate this blog post. There's a lot of value there, so go check it out. Lastly, like I mentioned in the last Growing Photographer podcast, I was on the Creative 7 Creative Spin podcast recently, and that is now live. As of a few hours ago, it's actually live now. A few hours ago being when I'm recording this video, when you're seeing it, who knows, right? But it's live. I can confirm that. So go check that out. One of my favorite collaborations so far, if not my favorite. It was a lot of fun to shoot and really nice to meet those guys, really good guys. So check that out. And that is housekeeping. What we're going to go into is an article. I'm not going to lie to you. I have not read this article yet. I have not. It kind of just slid across my table. That's kind of deceiving, isn't it? It's not like I have an assistant or anything that slid it across my table. I found the article myself, and I thought it was interesting. But I haven't read it. The header was really cool. So let's dive into it. Okay, so virtual photography, taking photos in video games, is imaging's next evolution. What do you think? Voice actor material? Evolution. Okay, let's go into this. Photography is a unique industry. It is at once the product of science and byproduct of art. It is simultaneously a community that's enthralled by what is new, yet appalled by what is different. So what we're seeing here, actually, it's pretty interesting. Here's the thing. You have a lot of these game developers that are pouring ungodly amounts of money into their games, right? And a lot of that money goes into making it ultra realistic. So what we're seeing is actually a lot of these developers encouraging users, gamers, to to photograph. They actually implement these systems into their games. You see it in some games here and there, but Rockstar is, they do this a lot. They have an imaging system you can capture, and then you can export, and then, do whatever you want. Be creative with it. And so here's a point here that kind of supports that. I'll talk to that a little bit here. It's worthy reiterating the fact that video game developers are actively investing in virtual photography. Titles like Grand Theft Auto 5 and Red Dead Redemption 2 cost in the region of $200 million a piece. Wow. Can you give me like 5 of that just to pay off the rest of my student loan? Oh, that'd be nice. Devotes a sizable part of that budget to create a photo mode. Yeah. So like I said, a photo mode in the game. What we're seeing a lot now are people really doing some really cool stuff. It's not that different really from what we do, right? There's a world, this massive world that's been created. We don't know how. We know that Rockstar created this world. We don't really know. I mean, there's probably a bunch of us that have different theories just based off our religion and how we were raised. How we were raised. But the point being is, there's this beautiful world around us, whether it's virtual in this instance, or the world that we have, and we have our device, which is our camera here, or our in-game camera here, and we capture and we do what we will with it. And I'm just looking through some of the photos here, and they're really, really cool. I'll make sure that I add those here. But I think the cool thing is that video games, the scale of them now are so massive. You look at the Fallout games, you look at the Division, you look at obviously any of the Rockstar games recently, like their maps are insane. They take forever to get through because they're so detailed that, why couldn't it be considered, an art form of such? You can't really call it photography by definition, but it's still pretty cool, and maybe there is something to be appreciated, with in-game photography. This is beautiful. This is better than any portrait I've ever taken. Better than any portrait I'll ever take, probably. Really, really cool. But then again, I'm the guy that shoots with rocks, so what do I know? You have to watch the last podcast to understand that, I guess. That's been the show. I am very sorry if that last topic was very underwhelming. I just think it's really interesting. Well, at least I thought the headline was. And then I read it a little bit and I thought, hey, this is even better than I thought. So I hope you enjoyed it too. I hope you enjoyed the rest of the podcast as well. Definitely go check out the Creative of the Week. Check out the App of the Week. Let me know what you thought of either of them. And check out some of that stuff I mentioned in the housekeeping. Honestly, there's value in all of this. So I hope you find it. But again, this is the end of the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Leave a comment if you want. But until next time, I'll see you guys in the next video.